I would like to take this time to talk about the most influential man in my life. This man goes by the name of Bronson Canovai, and he is my father. Ever since he met my mom, he has been going to church. And lucky for me, I received the gift of a father who raised me in a religious environment. My father's a deacon at Pinedale Christian Church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which he has attended since 1987. He leads the ushers every week in communion and offering. This is where his leadership skills come into play. He has had these skills since the day I was born, and I see him exercise these leadership skills every time I am around him. Most of the time I would see him express these skills when I was playing basketball and he was my coach. I played basketball from the time I was 3 until the time I graduated high school, and my dad coached me every single year. When practicing, we would get out of hand, and my dad would always step in and get things back into place. Sometimes it was me to get out of control, and when that happened, I had 5 seconds to run, but he was always too fast. I could never get away. So, for example, when I was in 9th grade, we were in the championship game and down by 15 points at halftime. I was walking off the court when my mom looks at me and says, and I will never forget this, "It's okay, you will play better next half. I love you." And for some reason at that time, that was the last thing I wanted to hear, and I decided to tell my mom that I was mad and not to talk to me, and I didn't want to talk to her right now and all this other stuff. And that was probably the worst decision I could have made at that moment. My mom then told my dad that I was talking back, so right before the 3rd quarter, my dad drags me out of the back door and told one of my best friends, Stephen Campbell, to hold the door. My dad then began to spank me, and he said, "If we lose this game, you're going to get it 10 times worse when we get home." We went on to win that game by 20 points, and I did not get spanked later on, which is a good thing. My dad will be known for the man who was a great leader and very religious man. I hope that one day I can be like him and have a son who will look up to me like I look up to him. He is truly the best father to ever live.